How's it going, everybody? It's Pilot Tim, and we are back with another FPL video, and today we're going to be talking about the best captaincy picks for Game Week 9. If you didn't captain Mo Salah last week, you were in a bit of trouble, although he would have a normally difficult fixture on paper, but he could be in the running for the captaincy in Game Week 9, as well as he makes his way to Old Trafford for Game Week 9. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't done so already. It greatly helps out the channel, as well as turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. Also, drop us a follow over on Twitter so you can keep up to date with any and all FPL news, from price changes to team news sometimes, and anything in between. And lastly, make sure to give us a follow over on Twitch so that you can see when we go live for our preview and deadline streams. We'll be doing the deadline stream on Thursday at 7 p.m. EDT because it is a Friday deadline this week. So check out the pinned comment down below so you can get the link to the stream as well as the exact timing for your time zone as well. So without further ado, let's talk about our partners for this season with Fantasy Football Scout. So if you haven't heard about Fantasy Football Scout, they have a fantastic members area during the regular season. It's £25 for the membership, and that lasts the entire year. And during the off season, they give a 20% discount. But if you have missed that discount, fear not, you can still get the membership for £25, and it's fantastic. You can see the membership area just behind me. You have a bunch of different stats that you can use, powered by Opta stats, and create your own custom tables. You have the Rate My Team tool, you have the season ticker, player comparison tools, a whole array of things that you can use to help elevate your FPL game. So use the link down in the description below so that you can get access to these exclusive tools to help elevate your FPL game. Sign up now. So obviously the main fixture that is going to be heavily captained this week is going to be Chelsea. Chelsea, by the bookies odds, have the highest percentage chance with I think it's like 67%. It's basically like 2/3 chance that they have of getting a clean sheet. And with good reason. They're playing Norwich. They're not very good, and they're at the bottom of the table for a reason. And the main man that's probably going to be captain in this one is Romelu Lukaku. He hasn't got a goal or an assist over the last 4 game weeks, and he hasn't scored, I don't believe, since Arsenal as well, so that doesn't bode well for him. However, if we look at Norwich's stats just above me, you can see on the season, not too great. 81 shots conceded inside the box, which is in the top 5 worst. 21 big chances conceded, 14.67 XG conceded. They're also third for XG conceded over the last 4 game weeks, so again, doesn't bode well for them. And you might see a potential double up in a lot of managers' teams, maybe with the likes of Chilwell or Alonso, which we've highlighted here, or even Reece James could potentially be quite good. And I think that's what Lukaku's mainly missed, a potential threat from the other side that can be able to bring the ball into him like they did versus Arsenal and allow Lukaku to kind of fade into the center of the box. Having delivery from both sides definitely helps out Romelu Lukaku, but I think it makes it easier for him when the ball is coming in towards him that he can just side foot it as it comes across him, whereas if he's receiving a cross from the left-hand side, he has to hit it before it comes across his body unless he wants to use his weaker right foot. So I think that definitely helps him, as well as the link-up play so that he can play it into like Jorginho or Kovacic, who can spray it out to Reece James, and then he can whip it in first time for Lukaku to go and score, much how they did it versus Arsenal when he made his debut, or his second debut, because he did play for Chelsea before. But there's also some, kind of room for some Maverick picks here. Chilwell or Alonso, we haven't seen who is playing in the Champions League game because they play tomorrow. And we will see who plays at left back or left wing back in their system. And if it's Alonso, you might be looking for Chilwell. If it's Chilwell, you might be looking for Alonso. But Chilwell, 2 goals in the last 2. He's played excellently. He's definitely been involved as well. 0.71 XGI is pretty good from a wing back. And especially getting 2 goals with that sort of XGI number is fantastic. Had a great strike over the weekend for Chelsea's 1-0 win versus Brentford. Clean sheet, 15 points, and lovely stuff. Got him on the wild card as well, so that was quite good. But Alonso could still, as we know, on his day, score quite a few himself, whether it be goals and assists over a sustained period. And Norwich is the type of team that he can use his height to his advantage and disrupt them, because they're not very good at defending set pieces. They're not very good at defending transitions. They kind of can play a low block okay, but they're going to probably concede some goals in this one. But Chelsea haven't been creating very many chances as of late. but I think Norwich are going to allow them a lot more space than what other teams would do. I think Chelsea could be demolishing them this weekend, and hopefully, since I'm probably going to have Lukaku as my main captain for this game week, or he's going to be the one I'm 99.9 considering, he's going to be the one that I hope gets the most points this week. Now, with that being said, Mo Salah's been on fire, but he plays Man United this week. Could we potentially captain Mo Salah away at Old Trafford? And the numbers would definitely say yes. If we look at the amount of damage that him and his Liverpool compatriots have done over the past 4 game weeks, it's been absolute demolition to any team that they've basically played. They even scored 2 versus Man City, who just don't concede big chances ever. So Salah, 4 goals, 3 assists with 14 shots inside the box. That is ridiculous. He's also scored 2 as well in the Champions League tonight versus Atletico Madrid, where they won 3-2 away from home, which bodes well for them. I mean, one of them was a penalty, and the other one was kind of, looks like James Mona's goal. Maybe it was been a huge deflection. Not really too sure, but they did credit him the goal, so got himself 2 goals. And his assist to Mane for their first goal that they scored over the weekend was fantastic as well. Outside of the boot, just absolutely insane. If that was Kevin De Bruyne or Bruno Fernandes or somebody like that, they would have been, going absolutely mental, basically. But then Salah does it, who, a lot of people seem to think that he's greedy or that he's, not very good at creating. I mean, the guy's doing everything. He's on a different plane. He's on a different planet this season and has been absolutely mental. So, in my eyes, he could be reaching a stage where if he goes and scores like, a good bit or gets a goal and assist or something like that, and Liverpool make quick work of United, he could be on permanent captaincy material for the rest of the season if he goes and does something like that. So, especially away from home, it's not an easy feat to go to Old Trafford, even the way Man United are playing, because in a derby game or in a rivalry game, it can be, it's basically the odds have been evened up, essentially. Doesn't matter form, doesn't matter what, injury status, both teams will elevate their games. So, it's going to be interesting to see. But also, Sadio Mane as well. 3 goals in the last 4 game weeks, 2.27 XGI. Just way less shots inside the box, but he does get very good quality shots, as he always does. And if he just upped his, kind of productivity in terms of creation, he could be a lot better. But it seems like when he does try to create, it's for Jota, which is weird. Him and Salah did link up nicely, although, he scored the one-time finish from Salah. The other way around was going to happen, then Liverpool would be even more dangerous than what they are now. He also did come off at the 60-ish minute mark in the Champions League tonight, so he's going to have a full 90 minutes ahead of him, most likely for the Man United game. Jota, who was on the bench, came on for, actually, I think Firmino played the whole 90, if I remember correctly. Jota came on, and Salah got a little rest at the end as well, maybe like 5-10 minutes, whatever it was. So Jota could potentially start. I think he's going to go with Firmino in Jurgen Klopp, because I think, you can't ignore a player that's got a hat-trick. He also did link up play well versus Atletico Madrid. Kind of got a boot in the eye, which resulted in the red card for Atletico. So maybe Jota's going to come off the bench, so he would definitely be a lot riskier. But Mane or Salah look to be very good captaincy shouts. And if we look at the the table above me for Man United stats, over the last 4 game weeks, 6.63 XG conceded. That is second worst in the entire division, even worse than Norwich. Only Watford is worse off in that category, which does not bode well for United's defense. Now, we'll probably get a lot of information tomorrow when United go to play Atalanta. They may be putting a bit more players in their defensive positions, as it were. Maybe McTominay and Fred go back into the system. Maybe a back 3. Maybe both. We'll have to see. It may be a trial for the likes of Liverpool. Liverpool in the past have struggled when teams really park the bus and are down to 10 men. So that may be something that Solskjaer might trial versus Atalanta to see if it works, and then go from there, because it could prove to be quite effective. Liverpool, Matip, not necessarily the quickest. Rashford can definitely get in behind him as well. And if United go to play like a 3-5-2 sort of system with Ronaldo and Rashford up front, may be worthwhile potentially exploring that in terms of if you're Solskjaer trying to nick a result with Liverpool in such fine form. So I think Mo Salah is probably the best captaincy shout outside of Lukaku. This is a form versus fixtures at its core, a 101 form versus fixtures, if you will. Lukaku for me, just because it is Norwich. They are literally the worst team in the Premier League. Salah is arguably the best player in the world, and he's going against a team that is second worst in defensive stats over the last 4 game weeks. But United can definitely elevate their game. The crowd's going to be up for it, especially if United have a decent result versus Atalanta. There's going to be some, kind of revived hope, as it were, and we could get a good game. But Salah, definitely on the radar of a lot of managers as a secondary option for the captaincy. Now let's take a look at some differential outside captaincy choices that might not seem as obvious for Game Week 9. Now, 3 players that we've targeted here are for 2 very good teams in their own right. Not necessarily the best fixtures for them, but they could get something because of how well they've been doing recently. João Cancelo scored in the Champions League tonight, also has an assist in the last 4 game weeks, and he goes head-to-head with Brighton. That will be at the Amex, so it could be a little bit difficult, but João Cancelo's been on a different level this season, even more so than what he was last season. Playing in that left-back spot, coming inside. I mean, the goal that he scored in the Champions League tonight, chested it down, through the keeper's legs, underneath him, whatever it was a fantastic finish. Any striker would have been proud of that finish. The fact that it went in the back of the net and not saved by the goalkeeper alone shows a testament to the finish as well. And he also had somebody on top of him trying to kind of disrupt him as he was controlling the ball. Just effortless. I can't even get the words out. Effortless. I still can't get it out. He made it look very easy, basically. And I think he's just been great. I think he is City's undroppable defender alongside Diaz. Diaz got a weird benching. Maybe it's just a bit of a rest to bring in potentially, a bit of rotation there. I think Diaz comes straight back in for this weekend as well. But I think Cancelo, if you're going to captain a defender this week, Cancelo, it could be quite good because Brighton don't score very many goals as it is. So a clean sheet and some potential attack returns could be good. And Brighton are going to want to play football. They're going to want to play it out from the back. And it could mean pressing traps for City, which allow them to open up Brighton and get the game ugly really quickly. And worst case scenario, you probably see maybe like a 1-0, in which case João Cancelo could be on 3 bonus just because of the fact that he got a clean sheet. And he does create quite a lot. Moving on to Spurs, they play at West Ham this week, who've conceded a lot of shots, actually, inside the box with 42. Slightly higher XG conceded than Brighton with 5.26. They've been on a slight, kind of slide, as it were. Just got past Everton, so they have been still getting results, but they are still able to be penetrated at the back. With Heung-min Son in such fine form, 2 goals, 2 assists. A lot of FPL managers didn't go for him on the wild card. I personally didn't want Son because I thought Spurs weren't very good. But now that him and Kane are both firing, and we've highlighted both of them as potential differential captaincy choices, we should be looking at them potentially to be coming into our FPL teams come game week 12, where Spurs have a good little run of fixtures. Kane with a goal and assist. Both of those coming in the last game as well. Look to be doing quite well, although it is not the greatest metric. It was Newcastle. I think Son's been good for the majority of this season. Doesn't seem to kind of dwindle or be missing from games when Kane is out. Whereas the other way around, not so much. Kane can go missing from games when Son isn't there. So as long as those 2 are in the team, they can do quite well. If they can find somebody who can help create much more so than what Lucas Moura has been doing on their right-hand side, they could definitely even step it up a level even further. I just think Lucas Moura was quite poor, actually, versus Newcastle. So if they can find somebody there who can create for Son and Kane, they could be really, really devastating. Reguilon as well, also. Shout out to him, not only for his performance, but also what he did for the supporter who is in a bit of distress, which gladly they're fine as well. But he can definitely link up well with Son on that left-hand side, allowing him to drift in. Reguilon keeps the width, and then Son gets closer to the goal, which means he has closer chance of scoring goals because he's in closer proximity, which is what we want as FPL managers. So me personally, I might be switching from Lukaku to Kane in Game Week 12, and then as a placeholder for potentially Ronaldo if United start to hit form on their good run of fixtures. So we'll have to kind of keep a close eye on that one. But these are some probably decent differential captains. But let me know in the comments down below if there's any wacky or differential captaincy choices that you're going to be looking for or maybe possibly utilizing in Game Week 9. And that's going to do it for the best captaincy picks for Game Week 9. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new or haven't done so already. It greatly helps out the channel, as well as turn those notification bells on so that you can get the content as soon as it is readily available. Drop us a follow over on Twitter if you want to keep up to date with any and all FPL news, from price changes to injury news and anything in between, as well as give us a follow over on Twitch so that you can see when we go live for our preview and deadline streams. We will be doing a deadline stream as per normal, but it's going to be on Thursdays as it normally is on for Friday deadlines. So that's going to be at 7 p.m. EDT. So make sure to check the pinned comment down below to give you the details on that. And lastly, make sure you use the link in the description so that you can get access to the Fantasy Football Scout members area with exclusive articles as well as Opta powered stats tables so that you can use those to better inform your FPL decisions and help elevate your FPL game. Thank you all for watching, and until the next one, take care.